If you have ever watched Squid Games, you might like this anime. Watch until the end, because what happens is crazy. Our story begins with Kaname. Sudo's normal high school life ended abruptly when he clicked on a link given by his now missing friend. An emailed invitation to participate in Darwin's game. A digital snake with very real poison leapt from Kaname's phone and sunk its teeth in his neck. Although that knocked him out, the incident was so out of character for him that he disregarded it as a hallucination brought on by his tiredness. That notion was put to the test that night when he rode the train home. He was assaulted by a baseball mascot with a massive cutting knife. Will Kaname survive his first desperate encounter with a vicious assassin? Just what kind of game did he put himself into? As the story progresses, Kaname beats Banda, a rookie hunter, and even defeats Shuka, known as the Undefeated Queen. Shuka Karino provided a much-needed explanation for Kaname Sudo as to why she had requested him to create a family with her. Kaname, not wanting to be tracked down and murdered before understanding even the fundamental laws of the Darwin game, paired up with Shuka and embarked on their first mission, shopping for clothing. The treasure hunt game commences. The game's instructions are simple and clear. Discover the rings scattered around Shibuya. When the scavenger quest began, Kaname Sudo found himself alone in a hotel room. He still wasn't sure how to utilize his sigil, the fire god's hammer, an extremely rare ability that allows him to recreate any item effectively. And he needed to find 3 rings before the countdown ran out. He'd be dead if he didn't. Shuka Karino was nowhere to be found. He was absolutely alone. It didn't help that when he opened the hallway door, he noticed not 1 but 2 silhouettes left by deceased gamers. It didn't help that the first guy he met was armed with a powerful machine gun. He tried to dash down the steps, deciding that prudence was really the best part of valor, only to discover that they were blocked by thick jungle vegetation. Of all things, he encounters a little girl named Rhine after the building has been locked off. The florist's plants ensnared Kaname Sudo and Rhine Kashiwagi on the hotel's higher levels, blocking their escape routes and enslaving other vanquished players. Kaname's fast thinking enabled him to shoot out the cameras, but the florist retaliated by sending his henchmen floor by floor in search of them. They get together to thwart his goals by destroying the cameras while avoiding his goons. In order to escape the henchmen, they devise a desperate plan that gives them just a 20% chance of survival. Kaname Sudo, Rhine Kashiwagi, and Ichiro Hiragi prepared the hotel for the impending invasion by Wang and his 8th clan. Kaname realizes that in order to win the treasure hunt game, he must overcome the ruthless 8th clan. However, before the combat begins, they recruit one more fighter for their own clan. Ryuji, the machine gun guy, was first strongly opposed to joining them. When he heard Wang was on his way, he was all in. Kaname got an SOS SMS from Shuka Karino just as they were ready to deploy their defenses, which he initially mistook for a joke. When Kaname Sudo sought to find Shuka Karino, he ran into an ice wall. He had to materialize a handgun in order to shoot enough shots to break through, and every second counts against his hopes of reaching Shuka alive. The chilly water was starting to affect him as well. Meanwhile, as Kaname attempts to find out what happened, Ryuji meets a young girl called Sui at the underpass's entrance. Sui retaliates with a sigil when he pursues her. He had a hunch she held important knowledge. However, she now seemed to be far more capable than she was at first, and he suspected she was leading him into a trap. The 8th clan marches towards Shibuya Central Tower as the treasure hunt game approaches its last stage. Hiragi, as planned, takes a position in the tower and assaults, but is greeted with a difficult struggle against Sig, a high-ranking member of the 8th clan, who possesses a sigil that allows him to manipulate flames. Realizing that the key to triumph lay at Shibuya Station, Rhine rushes there, arriving ahead of the others. However, she discovers that someone unexpected is waiting for her. Wang was prepared to slaughter Ryuji, who was already losing one arm due to the chief of the 8th clan. Kaname Sudo came in time to save the day, but all he had was a key. He gave me a key to a locker that he said held the event's prize. He asked Wang if he wanted to negotiate for it, but Wang refused, stating that give and take was not his clan's motto, it was take and take. And Kaname, still calm, produced a handgun and pointed it directly at the key. What will be the fate of this game? Who will win the treasure hunt game? A month has passed since the treasure hunt game ended. Kaname Sudo was forced to fight the insanely powerful Alexei Bergenikov in order to show that their 2 clans should be partners. Even while Kaname was winning, a new player appeared, the mysterious Shui Lan Liu, the number 1 player in Darwin's game. She was ranked first for a reason. She abducted Kaname with seemingly no effort. Ryuji Maisaka had to physically hold Kaname's pseudo, who was so enraged that he was hammering on the wall. What's the reason? Wang, the chief of the 8th clan, had abducted Kaname's classmate, Yota Ahinozuka. Wang had emailed Kaname a video of Ahinozuka's torture, which included the loss of all of his fingers. Wang's clan had cornered Kaname's pseudo and Ryuji Maisaka. Even with Kaname's lowered inhibitions, how much of a chance do they have? They improved their chances a little when Kaname fooled Wang into using an anticipated strike, which Shuka Karino parried. With Wang hot on her tail, she outran him until he cornered her in the warehouse's back alley. Wang's henchmen were gaining on Kaname and Ryuji. The story finished with us wondering, what happened to the fight between Kaname and Wang, including the Sunset Ravens and the 8th clan? Will we ever find out? What do you think is next? Or does the story just end with this sad open ending? Your theories keep the comment section alive, so make sure you stay connected and we'll see you on the next one. And that's your daily dose of anime.